Hello, good morning. I'm Jonathan Lloyd Andres from 11th Root, and I'm here to present my argumentative speech. According to Cory Booker, an American politician, if you look at great human civilizations, from the Roman Empire to the Soviet Union, you will see that most do not fail simply due to external threats, but because of internal weakness, corruption, or a failure to manifest the values and ideals they espouse. Before I keep the ball rolling, let me ask you some questions that will guide you throughout the entire speech. What is a developing nation? What is rural-urban migration and what causes it? Does putting out restrictions make a nation safe? And lastly, should every developing nation place limit on internal rural-urban migration? Classifying the so-called developing countries, they face severe problems like unemployment, poverty, and pollution that makes them to place limits on internal rural-urban migration. According to the website thedictionary.com, it is a nation where the average income is much lower than in industrial nations, where the economy relies on a few export crops, and where farming is conducted by primitive methods. In many developing nations, rapid population growth threatens the supply of food. It means high in demand but low in supply. Developing nations have also been called underdeveloped nations, third world countries, and the like. Most of them are in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Rural-urban migration is a form of so-called internal migration, which means a movement within a country, and which stays in contrast to international or intercontinental migration. It refers to the movement of people from the countryside, respectively the rural areas, into the cities, often the metropolitan cities of a country. This change of residence is often connected with the migration of labor and career change from primary to second or third sector. Not necessarily, though, as it can refer to the migration of people who are not working in agriculture or farming as well. First point is unemployment. At this point, that attraction to urban areas is high because people think that they will have better opportunities to work there for them. Indeed, for some of them, life becomes better and living conditions improve. However, a lot of migrants end up unemployed because many cities are not able to absorb the large influx of new residents in a proper way. Here is a table showing about the new phenomenon. In this table, the ratio always drops during recessions. But before 2001, it always climbed to higher highs during the recoveries. The 2001 recession and subsequent recovery changed this. For the first time, the ratio never fully recovered, never got even close to fully recovering. That was a new phenomenon. Employment growth could no longer keep up with population growth. Second point is poverty. Since there will be too much population in the urban cities, then expect that there will be an increase in poverty. Also, the earlier point that was stated, the unemployment rate, also is an effect that will affect another in that case of poverty. Since there will be citizens that has no work, maybe for a month or so, then there will be no source of income and can be categorized as members of the society that undergoes poverty. Third point will be pollution. After all, too much is bad. After all, too much is bad. Even if there is a saying, the more the merrier, it will still be not a statement since, again, too much is bad. The point of the earlier arguments is having the hope for a better healthcare and urban facilities that will develop all contradictions about it. So, for example, a crowded facility that only wants something good will turn out bad because members of the society has the characteristics of littering. And this can be considered as pollution. Overall, developing countries face severe problems like unemployment, poverty, and pollution that makes them to place limits on internal migration. With that, developing nations should place limits on internal migration for this account the balance of society that thinking practically will make a nation better. Adding to that, they should sow they should limit and control it and make it as a bridge for them to be a better persons in the society. With that, I thank you.